drugs. Like, to be honest, I want to do acid.
But why though?
Because I just want to see what it would. I just want to see what it would be like.
So you get, you start to die and stuff like that. So instead of having a man, do not have a kid out of wedlock.
Don't make it at all.
And we're live.
So, Derrick, besides family, would you die for a friend? Take a bullet for him?
Yes, but it depends.
Depends on what?
The situation and like what they did.
Well, okay. Well, let's say let's say we're walking to Target, right? Some crazy ass nigga walks up on the parking lot, bow, just shoots me, shoots.
Points at you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do it in that situation. It's just like sometimes some people don't deserve to be saved in certain situations. Like, because when you go out, like, say with me and you go out somewhere, like to a club or a party, I'm responsible for you. You're responsible for me.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do something that puts my life at jeopardy, even though you know that you're responsible for my safety and I'm responsible for yours, in certain situations I might, help in. But after that, we're gonna have to have a talk. Cause I have friends, right, that will do stupid shit like when we're at a bar and shit, like provoke other people for no reason, and it's just like, bro.
Now what about an accidental bump and then the guy's just over hammered, one too many, and he's just like overreacted because he got bumped accidentally.
We'll handle that, but because it's not on the person. So like, all right, so funny story. Me and one of my friends, we was at the bar, right, and he brought his friend with him. And I don't really know the dude. It's my first time meeting him, whatever. And so this white dude, it has to be a white dude, came up and stuff.
Always a white dude.
And they asked us, like, you got some drugs? Like, basically, like, trying to get some weed and stuff.
Okay, well, first off, me personally, that's never worked. I don't walk up to random people at clubs and ask, hey, bro, you got some drugs on you? People have asked me, and I just immediately say no. Even if I got drugs, I say
honestly,
no.
Like, even
my immediate thought is like
no. But this time, like, me and my friend, we was like, nah. And then his friend goes and says, yeah, I got some, right?
Of course.
So, and this split 25 seconds of me not knowing this dude, I'm already into agreement of a
drug transaction.
A drug transaction, right? And I mean, that's cool, like, whatever. But he didn't have any drugs. So his friend was setting up a lick, basically trying to rob the dude.
That's where where you're dumb.
But now I'm in the situation where, and I already said, so basically how it went down, the friend said, okay, good drugs. Okay, give me $100. I'll go get it, blah, blah, blah. And then we'll be right back. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how this went down was his friend and my friend, they left, got the car, and then I was supposed to run out and hop in the car because they said, oh, yeah, you're going to stay with them, blah, 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 so that way everything's cool, Basically reassuring the white dude that we weren't going to rob him. Mm-hmm. So I'm already in this plan in this dude's head, right, from the beginning.
Yeah.
For no
You're
fucking reason. And, like, I was like, bro. So because I'm basically taking all the risks in that thing.
Yeah.
And $100 ain't shit to me. So like,
yeah,
it's really not. So I'm already in this situation.
Probably could have got more out of them if you had real drugs. If you had actual drugs, you probably could have got more out of them.
Or you could so I'm in this situation, bro. Like, I'm just saying to myself, like, what type of shit is this? Like, I mean, what can you do?
Yeah.
It's like, because like I said, I'm responsible, blah, blah, blah. So, obviously I make it out of the situation, I hop in the car, we skirt the fuck off. But after that, like, I didn't talk to his friend about it because, like I said, it's not my friend.
Yeah, but you talked to him about it because
I talked to my friend about it, and I'm like, bro.
Responsible for so-and-so.
This situation not going to happen again.
Yeah.
And then, like, obviously my friend came to understanding, blah, blah, blah. Because my friend don't care about $100 either. Mm-hmm. But, yeah.
Yeah. I've never been in a situation like that. I've been in close encounters like that because I used to have a friend he's still my friend. He's still my bro. But he was just into some shit. And we've been friends since middle school, high school and shit. So we go back a ways, but then he just started getting more reckless. So then after a while, I was like, look, bro, you got to calm it down. And then I also got a girlfriend at the time, and I had my niece was being more, so I was like, all right, I kind of can't be associated with that because you're living a little too reckless for me right now. And I was still there for him, you know what I'm saying? That's my dog, 100%. But he kind of kept trying to call me like a fake friend and say I wasn't there for him. And I was like, bro, I'm here for you 100%, but I just can't be there for you. You know what I'm saying?
You can't put me in your reckless situation.
Exactly. You run around, you run around with heat on you. You can't be doing that. And like, you know what I'm saying? So like, you can come over, we can chill, me, you, but like, I'm not going to get in a car with you anymore because I don't know where you're going to take me. I can't, like, I don't have that trust that I used to have. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't. I couldn't. And then now, unfortunately, he locked up, but free my dog. It is what it is.
I mean, that's just like life in general. Like, pretty much, I came to a realization, like...
But would you consider me a fake friend in that sense?
No.
Because going back to the original question, if you're not with me, if him and I are walking to Target, some guy pops up, bam, in the parking lot, I would 100% take a bullet for that dude. Like, he's my dog. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother for life. I'd 100% take a bullet for him. But I'm just not... I can't necessarily associate myself in his lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to. Him and I used to be reckless as fuck. Well, not as necessarily as reckless as him, but
you gotta mature. But see, that's the problem with men in general. We're loyal to a fault. Like, there's close friends that we had as a kid. Like, most people think men don't have emotions and shit. But you remember that first time feeling when someone was like, "I'm gonna share the lunch table with you. Come sit with me."
Yeah.
That moment of acceptance already like solidified. So that moment right there carries you through multiple situations with a dude, fucked up or good situations. Because men are loyal to a fault. Females, on the other hand, they will cut off their friends, and then once it's socially acceptable, like to have them back in their lives, they'll be best friends. Like females will go through a whole hate war with each other and come back to each other.
And when I was in, I can go reference back to my friend I was just talking about. When he was going through all that shit and I started having a relationship, she wanted me to just stop talking to him, this, that, and I was straight up telling her, I was like, I can't do that. I can't do that. That's my dog. I can't just cut him out. I'm gonna try to help him. I'm gonna be like, yo, bro, you gotta go on the straight path. I'm gonna try to help him get to the straight path. But if he don't want to, I'm still just not gonna associate. But that's still my dog. I'm not gonna just cut him out. And I never did. Yeah. And I can't just do that but she was just like, nah, cut him out until he gets better. And I'm like, that's not how that really works. But I guess
that's the difference. Like, men are real loyal. Like, and I came to that realization, but I also came to another one, like, about fake friends. Like, basically, most people aren't your friends. We're just acquaintances. Like, like for
high
example,
school. High school is a perfect example for that.
High school, I thought so many people were my friends, and then once I moved, all that shit like switched up. And
not even necessarily move, because I for my sake I didn't move per se. I kind of stayed in the same area because I graduated just down the street. So, but even those people, I just don't. I talk to very few, and then even the people that I was friends with in high school, I still talk to. We don't talk a lot, and like it's because we all have lives and stuff. We don't talk and hang out as much as I would like to, but that's just how life goes and shit, which is unfortunate. But then I also had people that I was mad close with in high school that obviously we thought we were gonna be friends forever, and then they just kind of cut me out of nowhere, which was kind of drastic. Well, not drastic, but it was kind of just like, oh wow, these niggas was really just some fucking niggas the whole time.
But I came to the realization, like, most people aren't your friends, and it's your fault, right? So we worked together, right? That's how we became friends. We talked to each other. But after we stopped working with each other, what happened?
We kind of stopped talking for a little bit, but then we started talking again.
But why?
For podcasting, I think. Well,
exactly. That's how it started. So we put a need in each other's lives, right? So you need your friends to need you, and for you to need them. That's the only way that you're going to become friends. But
I also feel like there would have been a difference if somebody else would have hit you up and said, hey, Derrick, you want to do a podcast with me? Because even though we didn't talk for that little bit of time even though we may have sent like a text back and forth, but we didn't like you steady talk. You still responded. It was like, yeah. Because the way we, I guess you could say, left it, we still left on a good mutual respect. Yeah. So like if it was, I'm not gonna
Joe Schmo.
Yeah, Joe Schmo. If Joe Schmo was like, "There, you want to do a podcast?" You're like, "I don't fuck this nigga." Like, if you had a choice between me and Joe, you know what I'm saying? Like, so there was that.
That mutual bond, but we were friends before that. Because like I worked with multiple people, but I wasn't friends with everybody at the workplace. Yeah. So in order to keep your friends, you got to have a need in your life.
Yeah, because even when we worked together, we did like music shit. We went to fucking you didn't really call it a concert, but we did shit outside of work.
Yeah. So like. But you get like only way you're gonna keep your friends if you have a need for them, right? So like my second friend, because like I said, I only got 2 friends, you and YT.
Yeah.
So how I need YT in my life, because I'm a stay-at-home dude. I don't really go out like that.
Mm-hmm.
But YT, he'll change up my itinerary and make me go out places.
Yeah.
He'll do that. And the way YT needs me is because I'm a level-headed dude. So when you go out with somebody, like I said, you're responsible for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So he needs a responsible person to go out with him. It's not gonna, because he goes out a lot. So he doesn't want someone that's reckless to go out with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how you need your friends. You got to make your friends need you in a way. That's the only way your relationship is going to grow. And that's what everything in life. Your boss won't fire you if they need you. If you're always working hard.
Exactly. No matter how much bullshit you do or bullshit you fucking say or do, have attitude, whatever, if they need you.
They can't let you go.
Exactly.
And that's in all your relationships in life with your family. Like, I always grew up like, why are my family not close to me? Right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't need them and they don't need me.
Yeah.
Right? You feel me? Like with your grandparents, for example. They're good to talk to, right? They have interesting stories. That's your need for your grandparents.
Speaking of this is funny. Speaking of grandparents, well, I don't have any I do have grandparents, obviously on my mother's side, but they were passed away before I was born. So I have my dad's mom. She doesn't like any of us really. She likes my older sister because her middle name is my older sister's middle name is my grandma's first name. And then she likes my dad because that's her son. But she hates my mom, doesn't really like me, and I really don't think she likes my little sister. And then she's our grandma. You know what I'm saying? But she doesn't talk to us at all. Our great-grandma talks to us. Our great-grandma likes us, likes my mom and everything. But my grandma just doesn't.
Is your grandma married?
No.
That says a lot.
But I don't think my great-grandma is either.
Like I said.
I think it's all just I think it's just a personal... I've been noticing that everyone is just so fucking individual. It's just kind of it's just a person. It's
like you know what a spinster is?
No.
It's like a single mother that doesn't get married and they rely on their kids to support them basically throughout life.
I guess. Okay, yeah.
So like there's a lot of like single mothers out here that like harbor resentment toward the dads and stuff, and they push that on their kids. And then they pretty much leash off their kids to do what a husband or a married couple would do. Like, so you know how like the older you get, you start to die and stuff like that. So instead of having a man or a companion that you would normally take care of you, right? Like
when you get older, you just fucking start fucking dropping like flies.
Yeah, but normally like if you're married, right, you have your significant other to depend on. But a lot of like, because men. Normally, if they die alone, they don't rely on other people. Mm-hmm. But like the female, the spinster, they pretty much leech on to their kids to do the same thing, and it takes away from the kids' lives and shit. And some kids would be like, "Nah, fuck that. I'm not gonna do that because whatever." That builds that resentment and shit too.
That's why I'm a firm believer on don't have kids unless you
out of wedlock.
Unless you want kids, not even just don't like. Because I understand, obviously, there are situations that happen where and shit happens where you have no choice to have a kid. But like, I feel like people should not willingly have a kid just to fucking have a kid because people don't. They just don't think of the outcome. Like all day, every day, I hear parents come in, and then kids are just going, I want, can you buy me shoes? Can you buy me shoes? And the parents, shut no, what the hell? Why do you always gotta ask shit? Complaining. And it's like, well, that's just something that comes with a kid. Like you did it. Like I understand it to a point they're annoying, but like, I mean, just screaming at them because the kid said, "Can I have these Skechers?" And then you're fucking screaming at them, calling them stupid. Like literally, legit calling a kid stupid to their face because they wanted some Skechers. And then also saying that there's an ugly shoe. So then on top of them being yelled at because they asked for something, exactly, because the 3-year-old does not care about no Jordans, people. Yes, I bought my niece a pair of Jordans, but they don't care about them. She cares about the light up shits and the shit that's sparkly. That's $20. Just buy it. $20. Exactly. $5 at Walmart.
But
kids don't need it.
We're teaching our kids wrong. So like, my thing is, don't have a kid out of wedlock. That goes for females and men.
I don't know what that means.
So like, if you're not married, do not have a kid. Basically. Some
people have like a mutual sperm banks, sperm donors.
Well, that's different, but still.
Exactly, that's what I was gonna say. That some people have like a mutual thing. So I went to that. I wanted to be a sperm. I wanted to be a sperm donor.
There's always gonna be special cases, But for the majority of the people, do not have a kid out of wedlock.
Don't have a kid at all.
If you do not make $50K,
don't have a kid at all. Some of you people, I don't care how much fucking money you make, don't have a fucking kid at all. Okay.
If you not
some of you just have bad genes. Don't do it.
if the man does not make $40K and the female does not make $30K, do not have a kid because you can't afford it. Plain and simple.
This is way above my pay grade.
Yeah, well, like, think about
it. No, yeah, you go on. I'm just saying you go on, dog. Just way above my pay grade.
To raise a kid, you need a lot. And then also to teach your kid the value of money, right?
I think that's important, yes.
If you teach your kid, okay, you want this Xbox, right? I mean, kids don't start off with Xbox. They start off with little toy action figures, right?
No, I start off on the Xbox. Shut out the womb.
All right, okay, mister, I'm balling.
On B.
Like, so say a $10 toy, right? For example, right? You tell your 5-year-old kid, okay, every time you clean your room, you're gonna get $1, right? So every
chores,
time,
basic chores. So
that's teaching them responsibility and also money. So all right. So in 10 days, you can get this toy, right?
Exactly.
If you want to make extra money on top of cleaning your room, also good grades.
Yeah.
Right? Because I was tired as a kid of getting straight A's and no reward for it. And then when I get F's and shit, it's still the same. There's no consequences. There's always consequences when you get F's, but there's no rewards when you get A's.
I hated that because it was expected, and I understand that it's expected to a point, but I didn't like that because also I had kids, especially middle school, high school. I remember, I'll never forget this. He was also my first friend in middle school. We were chilling at the lunch table. He got a C instead of a D in math, and his parents bought him fucking 3 new video games. I'm sitting there straight A's.
Getting nothing.
Doing the dishes, dog.
But
just shit like that just pissed me off.
It does piss you off. And as a kid, you don't understand.
And it made me murder 6 kids that year.
Well, I don't know what to say about that. But like, so if you teach kid that hard work pays off,
yeah,
we would have a lot more hard working kids. Because once I get to the point where I was just fed up with this shit of getting straight
A's, not even because there are some kids who just like you don't even necessarily have to be hardworking, and some kids just don't want to work. But as long as they understand that, oh, I do work, I get thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there are some kids that don't do anything and are like, yeah, I understand that if I don't work, I'm not gonna get anything, but like I don't fucking care. That's respectable. Like obviously to a degree, it's respectable because like.
I mean, they're gonna be a loser. That's something they chose and they understand.
Exactly. Yes, I have more respect to that than somebody who's broken homeless and go, oh man, you know what I'm saying? Nobody gave me nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
but that's the mindset that we grow up with, and you can't afford a kid. You can't do those things. You can't give a kid $1 every time he cleans his room. Mm-hmm. And then also with that, say the kid gets his toy and he's fine right now. He's gonna still clean in his room. You teach him the concept of banking, having money stored. Saving shit, because like they're gonna still clean their room, because like you gotta explain to them, okay, you got this toy now, but eventually it's gonna become a toy, a movie, a piece of candy that you're gonna want. So you gotta keep cleaning your room. So we're gonna keep a tally every day, right? And that gets them in the concept of banking and saving. So like, I mean, that's the proper way I'm gonna teach my kids. I mean, there's no studies or things to prove anything yet, but it just seems like the logical thing to do.
Yeah, I'm a bad spender. I wish I was taught a little bit more.
Yeah, but by the time.
But then again, also after the way I was raised, like I was kind of because I was always mature for my age. So at like fucking 12, I was just kind of on my own to do shit. You know what I'm saying? So managing money was never something I was really kind of worried about at the age of 12, and I never. But to a point, obviously, I am responsible for it.
Nah, I used to steal like $5 from my mom's purse and shit, and do all things like that, like. And I had zero concept of money. But when I came like 15, 14, my whole life changed. I used to have to buy like food for my brothers and stuff from the store. And my mom would only give me like $5, $10. And I got to feed 4 boys, including myself. And it just got to the point where like, I don't have enough money to do this. And I had to go to the store. And that's when I started.
I think once you start kind of working.
I couldn't work. I was 14.
I know, but kind of, well, you can work in public.
Nah.
You went on that grind? You went on that Publix grind?
It didn't work like that, especially when the area I was at.
So Craigslist ad.
I had started like stealing and stuff, like from stores and all that stuff. So I went on like a dark ass path just because I couldn't afford things.
Doing drugs, heroin.
No, I don't. I have never done a single drug in my life, other than like fucking painkillers or something. Not like painkillers, like
Perkies?
ibuprofen. That's a drug.
Oh, go away. Go away. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is now the time where I take over the podcast because Derrick thought he was cool because he took ibuprofen once for a headache.
Drugs are fucking stupid in my opinion. Like I didn't drink till I was 21. So like now that I drank, it's not like some people drink and they're fucking depressed. Like, cause that's they drank their problems away. But like I had discipline not to drink until I was 21.
Mm-hmm.
So now when I see a drink, it's like, oh, I do it socially. Like,
yeah, I drank before I was 21 at parties and shit, obviously in high school. And then when I turned 21, like I stopped drinking for probably 3 years, like 4 years. I didn't do it, like I wasn't like heavy drinking, I only did it at parties and shit, but I just didn't do it for a while. And then when I turned 21, I started drinking like every fucking day. And then and I think it was just because I was 21 and I had that like, oh, I'm 21 now, I can just fucking get drunk every day.
Yeah.
And then so I did.
Fucks you up.
And then I haven't drank in a while, but
how many of those days?
But I do smoke weed.
I mean,
so I've also done other drugs in the past. Like I've done other. I'm not gonna get into it, but I've done other drugs in the past.
Yeah.
Because there is also another part of me that does want to experiment with other drugs. Like to be honest, I want to do acid.
But why though?
Because I just want to see what it would. I just want to see what it would be like.
So you willingly take a poison into your body just to see what it's like? Like I mean.
Yeah, because poison. I mean, I don't know. I don't think of it as a poison because it also. I mean, it goes on a trip. I mean, a lot of people have done fucking acid. Joe Rogan's done acid. You're a role model.
But it doesn't matter.
Why? What do you mean it doesn't matter?
Because there's other things to pursue in life, right?
I understand that, but it's not like I'm out here going.
No,
I live every day to try to take an acid tab. Like, I just want to do it one day. One day if I'm off of work and I have just a free day, hey, why not pop a tab of acid just to see what it would be like? Okay, and
I'd rather climb a mountain and hunt.
Okay, Derrick. I'm thinking of
extra stuff.
Pause. Stop talking. Mute the mic. Mute the mic. Mute the mic. I'm thinking of a Thursday where I'm off of work.
Yeah, Thursday.
There's no mountains in Clearwater, Florida that I could climb.
Bro,
I'm just trying to kick back and relax on a day.
Yeah,
but I can also plan. I can also plan that. If I wanted to do that, I could also plan something like that, or even I could take an acid tab and go do something like that because a lot of people do that, and it's a whole different other experience. So
you try to take acid when you go hiking. That's a recipe for disaster in the beginning.
A lot of people do it. A lot of people
die.
do. Oh yeah. Well, hey, guess what? A lot of people die doing that hiking regularly. So
yeah, but I mean,
it's just how it is.
Hiking regularly.
I don't think
Why the hell would you do drugs to fuck up your perception?
Because I'm not saying I'm gonna go do drugs and do hiking, but I don't think drugs are stupid. I think some drugs I guess are stupid.
Completely stupid. I'm not gonna let you put that out there without contesting that. There's kids out here looking right now like, oh, if I do drugs, it doesn't affect Brad. It doesn't affect Joe Rogan, so I'm gonna be fine.
No, obviously I don't mean it in that sense, but
that's what you're putting out.
Okay, well I'm gonna put out this.
Like if words matter.
If you're responsible with it, I really don't see a problem.
But a lot of people, words fucking matter because some people think they're responsible when they're not.
Well, that's on them.
Like I had this conversation like, you can be pro-black without being anti-white. Like, there's a lot of, like, people that preach black excellence, be like, fuck the white man this, fuck the white man that.
Yeah.
And you got kids doing stupid shit, like fingering
white people, yeah.
No, putting the middle finger up at the cop.
They're just fingering white people out here on the streets. It's ridiculous.
but look, you got them, like, provoking cops and shit for no reason.
Yeah.
And putting them in fucked up situations.
Mm-hmm.
Like one kid... He was going to the military, right?
Yeah.
But he got so into the fuck white people, fuck the cops mentality that he threw a fucking paper ball at a cop car. And then when they charged him, they arrested him as like a projectile in the cops. Like throwing a projectile at the cops, like with intent to harm. So they got his ass and he couldn't go to the military. So he lost his whole fucking future from something stupid just because he got taught in his mind. Fuck the cops. Fuck this. What you say has power. Regardless of what you say. So you're putting out the wrong message regardless of what you think.
You know, for a second, literally before you just wrapped it back to your point, I was on your side because I was just about to spin off and say something about cops and shit like that. But then you were bringing it back to your point, saying words have power, and then I remembered what we were talking about, and I immediately went, "Fuck what you just said." Yeah. As long as you're responsible with it, I really don't. I like I understand what you're saying. I 100% understand what you're saying, but also
they just don't care.
No, I don't. Because there are also a whole bunch of other people who just don't care. But I see it as a good not care. Because I don't care to the point where I'm like, oh, I don't care. I'm just going to be a heroin junkie my whole life. I see it as I don't care if I lose a Thursday because I want to try acid real quick just to have that experience. You know what I'm saying? Because God forbid in the future, if I take that trip and then my kid doesn't like it, or not my kid, but I don't like it. And then in the future, my kid, obviously they're going to be talking to their friends, they're going to be involved in drugs one day. Well, hopefully not like involved in them, but you know what I'm saying? And if they ask me, I'm going to tell them, hey, I did it. I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't recommend it. I'm not going to recommend it. I don't want you to do this. Obviously, I'm telling them I'm not going to want to do that, but I'll have that at least so I know how to describe it to them and then even scare them off of it. If you go, I don't know, I've never done it, then they have then they have to go discover themselves. That's how I feel it is. If you don't have a general grasp of it, then they have to go discover it for themselves. If they ask me about drugs and I can't explain weed or acid or all that other shit to them, not saying I'm just going to be here, do this and do this, but if I can't be like, oh, I did take acid one day when I was a kid in high school or even a little bit older, and personally, if I had a bad trip, I would be like, I had a bad trip. I personally didn't like it. I knew people who did it regularly that had a good experience, a good time. There's also people who've done it, and I would do it because I'm going to raise reasonable children. I'm going to raise reasonable children.
That doesn't even sound.
It sounds reasonable. Like, no, because if you don't do it like that, that's why people are dumb.
Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something.
No, you need to bring knowledge to people. I feel like that is knowledge.
But you don't have to experience yourself to bring knowledge. You know how many?
What do you talk? I just told you if I did, I would have the experience. If they asked me about heroin, I can't be like, oh yeah, no.
Hey, look, somebody asked me about heroin. I never done heroin in my life. I don't know the effects, but I can pull YouTube videos right now about people explaining the bad trips of heroin and how it affects their life. I can present that in front of my kids.
Exactly, but then there are also people
do heroin a single time. I don't need to experience it.
But then there are also people who do heroin who have managed and have a completely regular life that you honestly wouldn't know do heroin. So that's what I'm saying.
But those are special cases. Majority of the people that do heroin, meth and stuff, they end up fucked up. I'm not going to try to paint a reality that doesn't exist for my children. They get caught in that.
But no, that is the reality. Their drug addiction is the reality. So I'm gonna let them know. Hey, there's a possibility of getting.
Why are you showing them the good experiences when the reality?
I'm not showing them the good experiences.
But you just said you're gonna tell your kids, "Hey, I had a bad problem with it." But guess what? There's some people that have good ones.
Yeah, because there are other people that have good ones. In their head,
you didn't fucking conclude to their question. You just said, "Well, it depends." You didn't answer the question. You just gave them the choice that, I should experience it for myself because everybody's different. No, you tell them this is the reality and that's it. Why would you, this could happen. Oh, you're not going to be president, but maybe, a meteor will fall from the sky and then you'll be president one day. How about that? You're going to tell them the choice that's not probable over the reality of a situation. Look, your grades are fucked up. You're not really that smart.
So if my kid asks me what acid is, I feel like that.
You can explain what acid is without having to do it.
But I also would have a better understanding. That was my whole point. If I could have a better understanding of it, if I did it. But I'm also not doing acid for my damn kids. I'm not doing acid for my damn future kids. I'm doing acid for myself because I'm here. I'm doing whatever the fuck I want to do. That's what I know you were talking about having an epiphany earlier.
We're going to have to hold it up. All right, so we're going to get a part 2 on this. We're going to get back to you guys. 29 minutes and we'll get right to it. Look at his face. Deuce.